What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new YouTube video, and once again we're in a different gym. Today was my shortest training day of the week, my lightest bench session with some close grip bench and some upper body accessories. The focus on this session is really to pump blood into my upper body and have a less taxing training session between my deadlift session from yesterday and my squat session in the next days. We started off with some close grip bench, 3 sets of 6 reps in an ascending fashion. For the first set, we started off with 110 kg, followed by 117.5 on the second set. I like using the close grip variation on my lighter bench days because I feel like if I go too heavy, it will be too hard on my elbows and joints. But for light and fast presses, they are perfect. For the top set, we did 125 kilos. They were as easy as the first set. I do not know why, but over time this bench variation just became my go-to for just practicing speed and explosiveness on a pressing movement. After finishing with bench, we continued with some accessories. As you all know, probably by now, I do love my machine chest press that we have in my gym where I live. But in this gym, they did not have the one. So they also did not have a sitting one. Actually, they did, but it was the one with a stack, and I hate these stack machine chest presses because I really feel like there's some slack on the cables usually in these slack chest presses, and it just messes up, especially the bottom part of the motion. So this chest press was a bit too small for me. I'm not gonna lie, because as you can see, I'm almost way on the top of the bench, but in the bottom position of the movement, the handle still pulled me back and up. So I cannot really go into the bottom part of the motion without changing my usual pressing pattern. And even though I like the gym itself with its countless machines, I have to say this one was not my favorite. There are definitely sitting machine chest presses that work way better. But regardless, we still tried to make the best out of it by squeezing the chest as hard as possible at the top, as well as my mandatory squeeze after the third set to really empty the chest out. And to give my chest a little bit of a break, we jumped to a rowing movement that I have been enjoying a lot in the past few weeks of training. It is basically a cable row without the extension of your back, but instead leaning forward constantly. I got this variation from the godfather of bodybuilding, Charles Glass. Also mentioned that in one of my previous videos, I believe. But this takes out most of the cheating that you could do when you throw yourself back and pull half of the weight with your back extensors. Also, the 2 individual handles make it possible to squeeze the handles outwards in the end and to get an even better contraction. On my final set of these cable rows, I also did a drop set just for fun, and I really enjoyed this exercise. And sometimes you should just do whatever feels best for you too on these accessories. Then we bounced back to finish off the chest work for this day with some pec deck flies. For a long time I like the cable flies on the tower from above or below better, but the squeeze of the last part on the pec deck is better in my opinion than on the cables, and at least it feels that way. This was, by the way, my very last set, so I just did 3 sets of 12 I believe, like on all of my accessories at the moment, and the last one I just went all out, and this especially is easier in my opinion to do on the pec deck fly than on the cable flies.
Sub 6. Komm. Mach zu jetzt. Komm, noch einer. Komm, einer geht noch gleich. Und Dampf. Komm, auf geht's. Auf geht's. Komm. Ja, geht auch noch einer. Noch einer, komm. Komm, ganze Reps. Komm, ganze Reps. Ganze Reps. Noch 2. Komm. Noch 2. Komm. Noch 2. Noch 2. Komm nach vorne. Komm, 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 komm. Noch einer. Komm. Abmarsch. Abmarsch. Los. Dampf jetzt. Komm. Langsam zurück. Noch einer. Komm. Dünn.
The end of the workout then contained some triceps and some shoulder work. On triceps I have to say the overhead extension is my new favorite. It is very similar to normal rope pushdowns, but you get an amazing additional stretch at the beginning of the movement which you will never get on a vertical pushdown. So that's the main reason I love this variation so much, and I will probably keep it in for a while. I then also used the cable tower for my shoulder work. I really tried focusing on growing my side delts in the past few months, so some variation of side delt raises was always in my plan. On this day I tried normal cable side raises where I really try and lift my elbow up as high as possible and optimally also keep it above my wrist. They work very well, generally speaking, and the main difference to using dumbbells is that you have constant tension throughout the entire movement, just as with most cable variations on an exercise. And as you can see, I also really used light weights, because in my opinion, on shoulder work, if you just want to hit the side delts and not work too much of your traps or your upper back, then light work or light weights in general are the way to go, because it's not like a very big or large muscle, and at the end of the day it really matters how or how much you can hit of it. However, I also tried the behind the back side raises on the cable. I have to say they felt better than expected, even though I already tried them once and was not a big fan of them. With these you really do change the angle in which the arm is starting and ending off in the bottom part of the motion. I'd say the contraction at the top is also a bit different, so you almost contract more of the rear part of your side delts, if that makes sense. But overall, I think I would give it a try for the next few weeks and just work my shoulders from behind the back, so I can see whether this has some visible or makes some visible changes to my side delts. Overall, really enjoyed this pumping session, and it's also really nice from time to time to train in different gyms with different equipment and different people and experiment a bit, especially when it comes to bodybuilding exercises. That being said, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Wish you all the love, all the power. Have a good one.